Thumpers, welcome back to another episode of Hyper Heroes here on Hyper RPG. We've got a little special episode planned for you guys.
Yeah.
If you didn't know this, we had a nice little announcement on Wednesday, and we're going to get into what that announcement was, and we have a very special guest here. I'm super excited. If you don't know me, I'm Adam Havoc. I'm one of the hosts here of Hyper Heroes, and I'm joined by...
You know me. I'm Augustine Rios.
And I'm Hector Navarro.
And our special guest for tonight, I'm super excited for this. I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. We're all Power Rangers fans. Peter Sudarso is here.
Yeah!
The Blue Rangers from Ninja Steel.
Yeah. Should we how do we introduce you?
I mean, Ninja Steel's like this, but I mean,
What's your thing? Like,
ours is
how should we do it?
we go like this, like Ninja
Like
spin.
left arm, thumb, and then
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
It's kind of like playing the guitar.
like a
Yeah,
white-
you're
like
like
a-
swiping a guitar. Yeah, Ninja spin.
That's
It's like that.
that's more fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I
Doing
like
this all
that.
the time. It's like
No.
trying to pump
I
someone's
like
heart.
this.
That's
This is
old
like
school.
classic.
Classic.
You know, it's like,
That's
ah!
classic.
School.
Speaking of classic, there it is right
There
there.
it is, yeah.
So before we get into the show, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. I want to remind you guys that if you didn't see the video, well, you might have seen it actually because it's playing at the beginning of this episode. We are going to be moving Hyper Heroes live Thursday nights at 9 o'clock, tentatively. The first episode that we're supposed to do next week, we're going to go see Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how that plays out. We
Yeah,
might end
yeah.
up playing the TwitchCon panel before we actually come and do the
But
episode.
also because
Right.
you just said that out loud just now, we probably won't get into that screening. So we'll see what happens.
We'll
I
see.
don't know.
We'll see.
No,
It's
we'll
a
get
good
it.
movie, most likely.
We'll get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, dude, it was hilarious. But
Oh,
I'm not gonna spoil anything. You guys gotta watch it for
Peter!
yourself.
Awesome.
You guys gotta watch it for yourself.
Okay. I had a feeling it was hilarious. I
Yeah, a
had
lot of
feeling.
people were saying it's been really, really
Yeah.
funny. So we're going to be doing that. I know a lot of you immediately are going to be like, well, we don't want to be distracted by things on Twitch. Don't worry. It's going to be the exact same YouTube show that we've been doing. There's going to be no distractions during the show. We're going to be talking about all the things that we've been talking about for the last like 10, 12 episodes.
You're not going to notice the difference.
You're not going to notice the difference. But if you do want to come and interact with us live, you should come over to twitch.tv/hyperrpg at 9 o'clock Pacific time every single Thursday. And then we're going to see how it kind of goes. Right now, it's a permanent thing. We may move some things around in next year, but if it goes really well, we'll keep it around.
Yeah.
Also, October 28th, we're doing our Halloween Hyperdrive here on Hyper RPG, starting at 10 a.m. You know how those go. It's a full 12 hours of fun.
Yeah.
Peter's going to be here. He's going to come. He's going to come hang out. We're going to have a party after. We're not going to live stream the party because nope. And
They'll
then
call HR all over the place.
yeah, oh god. And then on October 29th, we're doing a live stream watch along of Stranger Things season 2. We don't sleep in this house. That's just how it is. That's going to be starting probably also around 10 a.m. or so. It's I believe this season is 9 episodes.
Oh.
So
Hachi mama. Okay, all
it's going to be a
right.
lot of fun.
Hour
Is
break
that
for
less?
lunch? Yeah.
That's less, right?
No, it's one more.
It's one more. It's
One
one
more
more.
than
More.
last.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one
All
more.
right, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought it was less. I
You've
was like,
seen
dang
it?
Yeah.
You've seen it? You like it? Okay.
I haven't
cool.
seen season 2 because it's.
Well,
not
yeah,
out
so-
yet.
Well,
Still.
I thought you were going to be like,
I mean,
I've
you don't
seen
get
that
special
too.
privilege. You don't get
Imagine.
special privilege because you're a
I
Power
wouldn't
Ranger.
I've been surprised if Peter was like, "Oh, I've seen season
Oh,
2. It's
God,
great.
no,
It's
no.
great.
It's rad,
It
bro.
was so
It's totally
good.
rad.
I mean,
saw it
season
3
2
months
has
ago.
a Power Ranger in it.
Get out of here,
Does
Peter
it?
Sudarso.
Is
Yeah,
it
the
you?
Red Ranger of oh, I wish. No, the Red Ranger of the movie, Mighty Morphin.
That's right. That's right.
So you as a Power Ranger don't get
Dacre
special privilege?
Montgomery.
No,
Like,
sadly.
there's not like a Power Ranger level of
No.
public access that you can get?
It's like, dude, that guy's part of my family.
like at Disneyland, they're like, here's the Power Ranger
Honestly,
license.
do you think that if there was, they would tell us?
That's
No, of course not.
yeah,
It's
no,
hidden.
of
It's
course,
hidden.
it
Of
definitely is not. Definitely.
Just tell me later.
Also, I
Good.
want to let you guys know that obviously, as you're watching this video, we're actually currently at TwitchCon. If you're in Long Beach at TwitchCon, come hang out with us. By the time you see this, it'll be like 30 minutes before you can get to the meet and greet.
And we'll be drunk.
And well,
Just kidding.
if
No.
you want to bring California burritos, you can at least bring those. But we're definitely going to try to get the TwitchCon footage from the panel, upload to YouTube, and make sure you guys are able to see it. Also,
Yeah.
obviously, upload it to Twitch if we can.
Yeah.
But with that out of the way,
You mean YouTube if we can.
yes, both. But with that out of the way, I think it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. On Wednesday, we had a pretty amazing announcement. HyperRPG and Saban Brands are joining forces to bring you Power Rangers HyperForce, a brand new tabletop RPG game, which is going to be premiering this upcoming Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/HyperRPG. I am super excited about this.
Yeah.
I've been doing probably the least amount of work behind the scenes, but I've been helping work on it, and I'm so excited.
I've been
about
doing
this.
zero work, and I can't wait to see how this is going to turn
Dude,
out.
it is going to be so cool. I am so stoked for it.
You are one of the cast members.
I am one of the cast members.
That's so amazing.
I feel really insane. I mean, it's kind of insane that I get to be a Power Ranger while being a Power Ranger.
That's
You know what I mean?
right?
It's pretty dang awesome.
So we should mention who the cast is, who your co-rangers are.
Yeah.
Right.
Andre Meadows, if you know him from YouTube, Black Nerd Comedy. We've also got Christina V. She's a voiceover actor. Megan Camarena. She is Strawberry 17 on YouTube. to me, this was like
This is insane.
childhood.
This blows my mind.
Paulie
Yeah.
Schreier, who played Bulk in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and also subsequent seasons, is going to be a Power Ranger
Bulk.
finally.
Not to mention, the dude is insanely good at role playing.
Yeah.
Is he really?
He's really good at role
He's
playing.
really
Oh,
good.
wow.
Yeah.
I've been sitting in on some of the testing sessions. They are so fun. You guys don't even know
Yeah.
what you're in store for. Holy crap, it's going to be amazing. And then, of course, our own
Bulk's
Malika
gonna be
Lim
here.
is going to be GMing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about this. And then Cameron is one of the writers on
lap.
it.
Say hi,
Do a lap,
dude.
Cameron,
Come
do a
on,
lap.
say hi.
Come
Do a
on,
lap.
Cameron.
Just say
Do a
hi.
lap. Do a lap. Yeah. Victory lap. Victory lap.
Back the
Okay.
other way. Back the other way.
But that's pretty awesome. Malika and Cameron are two of the writers who are helping put the story together. Super, super exciting. It's an exciting moment for Hyper RPG that we get to do this with Saban. This is a really big deal. So, guys, make sure you please tune in Tuesday night, 6 p.m., twitch.tv/HyperRPG. But we got to talk about this a little bit. Before we talk about HyperForce, Peter,
Okay.
we got to talk about you a little bit.
Oh, what are you talking about? Me?
I mean, we got a little of your
Okay.
backstory, a little of your
All right.
history, kind of humble beginnings, as I like
Just
to call it.
to let some of the audience get to know you a little bit.
Yes,
Some
yes.
audience that might not.
They don't want to know me. They want to know about HyperForce. That's what they wanna know. But
You got to tease them a little bit. We got to tease them a little bit. They got to earn that.
Yeah.
But how did you kind of get started in this crazy industry?
my brother. Yeah, I've been really blessed with a really amazing brother who happens to be a Power Ranger as well.
Yoshi.
Yeah. Actually, all of my acting started with Power Rangers. He got an audition because he does like the stunt suit stuff. So he does like all the parades, all that stuff. And he met a Power Ranger while doing that because he was doing the appearances. And he asked them, "How do I become a Power Ranger?" And they were like, "Google Iris." I probably shouldn't say her name, but Google the casting director.
Redacted.
You meant like eyeball irises, right? Like
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you know what?
Google
Like, with
about
your
like
eyes,
eyeballs.
Look at it.
Look at how to be a Power Ranger. Yeah.
But yeah, we Googled the casting director and we literally just shot a cold email.
Oh
Just was
wow.
like, "Hi, we want to become Power Rangers. Can we come into audition?"
No way.
I kid you not. Yoshi did that, and at the time I didn't know. I've always wanted to be Power Rangers, but I never thought it was possible.
Yeah.
You know, and he did that, and so we went in and we auditioned. This was originally for Megaforce, and ever since then I was like, I'm gonna make it my life goal to become a Power Ranger, and then that escalated to now I'm gonna be trying to be an actor.
That's awesome, dude.
So your
That's-
brother got cast as a Power Ranger
Yes.
first. How did he break the news to you? Like, how did you learn that?
Okay, so this is kind of a funny story, but also kind of weird and semi-sad.
Okay, but it has a happy ending. Don't worry.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
You
You end
still
up
become a Power
you
Ranger.
end up a Power Ranger, so it's got a good ending.
Okay.
So originally, that first time we auditioned for Megaforce, we auditioned and I got all the way to the end, and then they were like, "Nah, we're not gonna be doing this right now. We're gonna be auditioning again back in later on in April. We'll hit you up though." And we waited, and they didn't hit us up, so we hit them up again. They were like, "Oh, by the way, we're auditioning. Come in." I'm like, "Oh, dope." So we came in and auditioned for that, and that was Megaforce. We went to the screen testing part, and it was me and my brother, and it was a bunch of other people, but I knew that if I got it, Yoshi wouldn't get it. And I knew that if Yoshi got it, I wouldn't get it.
Dang.
So we talked about this, and we were
okay,
like,
good.
no matter what, I'm happy for you.
Good.
Gonna be jealous, but happy for you.
Sure.
And later on that day, my brother got a call, and he was like, "Okay, so you're passing on through to the next session, and congratulations." And then I got the call, and I was like, "You're not gonna make it through." And I was like,
Man.
"Okay, I'm happy. I'm really happy for Yoshi. I'm like truly happy." But also, this was my lifelong dream. 3 times I auditioned. 3 times I got really far. Nothing. And then finally, the last day after, right before they either have to tell me I didn't get it or I got it, I got a call, and it was the producer, and he was telling me like, "Hey, we need to talk." Or it was a text. And he was like, "Hey, we need to talk." And I showed my brother. I was on set with him at this time.
No.
Yeah, I showed him, and I was like, "Dude, this could be really good
Or
really
terrible.
bad."
Oh,
And
that's
at
the
this
worst.
point, his face just dropped. Long story short, he told me I didn't get it. Told me if I want to know why I didn't get it, like it was a really long process, and they really were rooting for me. And I'll tell you why you didn't get it. And I was like, "Okay, all right, Chip. I gotta get back to set." So I went on set, and at this point I was just super depressed, but also I was like, "Okay, that's it. I knew I didn't want it anyways. It's fine." And later on, I called him because I was like, I owe him the respect and the professional courtesy. Like,
right.
He was kind enough to be like, "Hey, let me tell you why you didn't get it."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be, respectful enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to him. So I called him and he was like, okay, Peter, pull over because I don't want you to get in an accident and all that stuff. And I know that you're like super depressed and I know this is hard for you, but it really is a good reason why you didn't get it. And I was like, okay, whatever. You know, because at that point, like, what else could you say? And so I was like,
You're over it,
okay,
yeah.
sure, I'm pulled over. He was like, okay, Peter.
Wait,
The
did you
reason-
pull over for real?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
Good.
Well, I picked up and I had like the headphones and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this, but I had headphones. But I was like,
That's the
okay,
thing.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'll pull over.
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay, Peter, the reason why you didn't get Power Rangers, or should I say Preston? And at that point, I was like, huh?
You're all what?
Yeah, and I was like, huh? And he was like, Preston, it's because you are the next blue Ninja Steel Ranger. And at that point, I have never cussed to a producer before in my life. You can bleep this out because you probably should, but I was like, don't with me.
Yeah.
I said that because I just didn't know what else to say. I was just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Literally overwhelmed
Yeah.
with emotion. And long story short, here I am now.
Nice,
Okay.
dude.
And
That's
Sorry,
That's
that
not-
was such a
that's-
long
There's an
story.
even
That's-
better part
yeah,
to that story.
That's not even the whole story.
Yeah.
Because Adam and I had never been to a Power Morphicon.
Right.
Oh, you guys were there?
Dude.
Oh my god!
So Adam, had you ever gone to one before?
No, that was my first one.
I'd never gone to
Saban
one.
invited us.
It is a
Yeah.
Power Rangers con.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we went there.
It's every other year in Pasadena.
I forget what panel we were checking. I forget, but we were there for like the big day of like the big panels, and one of
Yeah.
the panels was they're announcing the next cast of the next iteration.
So what
of
had
Rangers.
happened is Saban reached out to us and they
Sure.
asked us if we wanted to moderate the panel.
Oh
What?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my
They were
gosh.
asking us to moderate
Dude, that
the
would've
panel.
been insane.
They asked us to
And then-
moderate
yeah.
the panel.
Yeah.
But then they were
They
like,
got, they got
oh,
Dan
wait,
Casey
never mind.
instead.
Yeah, Dan
Whatever.
Casey's great.
No, Dan Casey's great. Dan Casey's a friend of ours. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so great.
I saw him today. He's great.
He's awesome. But
Yeah.
but Saban was nice enough to actually give us passes to go to the Power Morphicon. So we thought, let's go. Why not? They invited us. Let's
It was
go.
awesome. We
So
walked the floor.
yeah,
we saw some friends.
Yep.
Like it was great.
Yeah, and then the panel that we went into was where they were showing all the 20th anniversary figures or 25th anniversary
Yeah.
figures that were going to be coming.
Yeah.
And then the next panel was like, oh, we're gonna talk about the new season of Power Rangers. So we thought, let's stay. Why not?
Here's the thing too. Is like I wasn't even familiar with the newest iteration of Power Rangers, and I told this to Adam afterwards. Like I cried.
Oh,
with
yeah.
what
It was
happened.
so emotional.
No joke.
Thank you,
It
man.
was so emotional.
I was moved, and I
Yeah.
feel like everybody in the crowd.
It was a historical moment.
We're gonna let you tell everybody what I'm talking about, but
No,
it
no,
was.
no, I
it
want
was-
to hear from you guys.
No.
Everyone
because
too
you
much
have the
pressure.
best.
Everyone
I
has heard
wasn't
from my
there.
end.
Tell
He
me.
wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I couldn't
you
make
got-
it to
okay.
that one.
Dude, thank you for being a part of that. That's real. That's
It
dope.
we had no idea that was going to happen, but it became this incredibly emotional, touching
Yeah.
moment where the previous cast of Power Rangers.
Dino Charge.
There's this tradition where the previous cast announces the next cast. Again, Adam and I didn't know that. We didn't know that. This is awesome. This is so cool. It's such a family. It's this really cool thing. And so, I mean, literally in your case, is
It
a
was
family.
family.
But like we're sitting there and everybody's announcing a new actor and they're running on in their suit, man.
Yes.
They're running on as a Power Ranger, their helmet in hand. They're running up to the stage, hugging. It's this great moment. Then we get to Yoshi. Yoshi, at this point,
Almost
has
collapses.
been told his brother did not get this part.
That I kept as a secret
Dude.
for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And it was
Wow.
hard. It was not easy.
I thought it was like for months.
I
I
know.
assumed like, dang, they
Yeah.
must have for you guys to pull this off. So Yoshi like opens the letter,
The envelope. Yeah.
the envelope, and can't read it.
He's
and,
like,
ugh. I'm getting a lump in my throat just remembering it. Like,
Dude, I feel the same way.
immediately
That was
starts
really
crying,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like questioning people, like, what, for real, and like he can't even. And I think maybe even before he can read it, or even if he does get through
He
it, he's
can
like
barely read
he's
it.
like
Yeah.
shaking. He gets through it. He reads your name, and
Come
you,
on,
and
Peter!
I don't know if he sees you off to the side, but he's like, come on, and you're like running up, and then you guys hug, and like he didn't know that he got to announce his brother as the next. I mean,
Blue Ranger.
it was awesome, dude.
That's
it was
amazing.
So cool.
It was so
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
amazing. Like
That's
to be
a
in that
really,
room.
really
Hector and I
cool-
looked at each other. We were like, holy crap!
We were like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Peter!
I'm crying. Listen, I love you, Peter. Like, this is
It
so
was
cool.
so amazing.
Yeah,
it was,
it was
such
really
a cool
great.
moment.
You just felt the love in that room.
That's so crazy to like be there for that announcement, and then
Yeah.
it's about
been
a year and
been
some
a year.
change.
Yeah.
We're sitting here with Peter.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's nuts.
Dude, that's insane. I mean,
what was
was
going
that
through?
moment like?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What was going through your head?
well, first of all, the backstory behind that part with Yoshi's end is that he's the one who he's the one who pushed that on Saban that he wanted to announce the Rangers because he was for sure thinking that I was gonna book it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He thought for sure that I was gonna book it.
Wow.
And yeah, so he pushed that. He pushed it. And before they announced it, but the past rangers didn't announce it. The past rangers were there, but they didn't announce it.
They didn't announce it. Okay.
And so he pushed that, and Saban was like, "Yeah, sure, we'll let you do that." And then he found out that I didn't book it. So the whole time he was pissed off. He told me that he was like,
He didn't want to even open the
he
envelope.
didn't want to open.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like,
whoever this stinking actor is, I don't want to know who they are.
He's like, I'm gonna say Peter anyway.
And then you'll have to be a Power Ranger. That's all I've said it at Power Morphicon.
I have the power. No, but he told me that he was like, I didn't want to announce it, and at this point everybody had run in, and then I opened my paper and it said your name, and when he told me this, I was like, oh well, that must have been a good thing, right? And he was like, no, I thought I had gone crazy.
Yeah.
I thought that I had wanted this so bad that I had gone crazy,
Yeah.
And was only seeing your name.
Yeah.
He couldn't read another actor. He's like,
Yeah.
no, I've gone crazy.
And on my end, I thought that he had known because he said something. We do D&D on every
Right.
Friday night at Emerald Night Comics.
Uh-huh.
And on the way there's like this martial arts. That's the Blue Dragon Dojo.
Yeah, right next to Emerald Knights. Yeah.
Yeah, and my Zord is the Blue Dragon. And so when we were there, like the day before Power Morphicon, he was like, "Oh, look, Blue Dragon Dojo." And I was like, "Why would you point that out?"
So you thought
Do
he
you
knew?
know?
I thought he knew. So
you know?
I thought he was like double psyching me out. You
Oh.
know?
Mind games. Brothers
Yeah.
and mind games is the best.
So I got there, and right as everybody was getting announced, and I was about to go on, I was like, oh god, Yoshi already knows. He's just faking it, and let's just get this over with. I was annoyed. Someone took a picture
Right,
of me,
right.
and I was like super annoyed. And
Oh, I gotta be
then
a Power Ranger now.
Well, no, I was excited for that, but I
My
was mad
dumb
that Yoshi was
brother's gonna-
keeping it from me, you know.
Yeah.
And so he tried to call my name,
Yeah.
and then at that point I was like, oh dear God, he doesn't know. And at that point, it was I broke down too, because then I realized how much love he had for me.
Yeah, right,
And it's
right,
just-
right.
Beautiful moment.
I've never
was
seen
like-
two brothers hug like that.
Yeah.
Seriously, like it was.
You guys
That's
were gonna,
awesome.
Like, give yourselves a concussion, just like
Yeah.
knock each other out. It was
Oh,
like,
man.
It was
Tackle
special.
each other.
Yeah.
it was awesome.
That's
It was a
amazing.
really
That's
big
an
moment in
amazing
my
story.
so you're up on the stage. Like, what does he say to you? What do you say to what happens after that moment?
I'm not gonna lie to you, that part literally was such a blur
blank.
because
Yeah,
I
you
was
probably
so
remember-
emotional.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't remember it at all. All I remember was I was going up and this is stupid, but the whole time I was like in tears. I saw Yoshi in tears,
Yeah.
and all I could hear was you know, in Hercules.
They're
when
gonna say
it's-
the theme song to Power
no,
Rangers.
actually no. It's that one Hercules song when he's like, "Someday I'll be where I belong." That part.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And
God!
that's
No,
the
you didn't.
only thing that was blasting in my mind, and I was just like,
Peter, you gonna make me cry,
dude. I'm sorry. No, because it was insane. Like the thing about the Power Rangers fandom is that like they are such a bunch of passionate people
Yeah.
who truly care. And when that happened, like everybody had already known Yoshi from Power Rangers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they knew who I was through
Yeah.
association, and the crowd was actually like excited for me.
Oh,
and then I realized
that
I was
crowd
like,
Yeah.
so jazzed.
yeah, I was like, people care.
Yeah,
It's
they
such a
do.
weird
of course.
feeling to know that people
Again,
care.
People are
I
so
don't know.
invested.
Even if people were in that crowd, obviously it was full of Power Rangers
didn't
fans.
know.
I don't know how we found out.
Well, we
but
didn't know,
in
and
those-
like I think we like had heard people, and I
yeah,
was like,
in those
"They're brothers."
in those
What?
few seconds where we were like, wait, what? What's happening? We knew that we recognized it as like a powerful moment.
why are they crying? What?
We must have heard crowd murmurs. It was like, they're brothers. He didn't know. So that's when Adam and I were like, whoa, like crazy. Yeah, we were really like, no way. Whoa. But hey, Peter, you know what? You can go the distance, and you did.
You did.
You did go the
Thank you,
distance.
dude. That actually means
And you
a lot.
found your way. You can go the distance. All right, I don't.
Karaoke time.
Yeah.
Probably don't
No,
have the
but
rights
I
to
mean,
that song. I love that story.
For me,
So great.
going to Power Morphicon, honestly, like, and you know, I watch Power Rangers day in and day out from Mighty Morphin all the way till in space, and then I watched it here and there, For me, going to Power Morphicon, it was kind of the similar experience when I went to Star Wars Celebration the first year when The Force Awakens came out.
Interesting.
I knew I loved these things like Power Rangers and Star Wars. I didn't realize how much I loved it until I went to Power Morphicon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like you go to this. It's different than Comic Con
the
because
energy.
Comic Con celebrates
Yeah.
sort of everything,
Right.
Whereas this is so specific to one particular thing, and you really realize how many people out there really love this thing.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to go
awesome.
again.
Yep.
It's like that's the thing about like nerd society that I love and nerd culture. Nerd culture is literally just pure passion.
Yeah.
Pure passion.
It is.
Love.
It is.
Yeah, and Power Ranger and Power Morphicon is filled with that.
Yeah.
And even though it's a smaller sort of convention, but everyone that is there, like they fill that place up.
Yeah.
For how small that convention center is, I was really impressed. I'm super excited to go.
Diehard
back.
fans.
I am too. I
I'm not
can't
missing
wait to
next
announce
year.
it next,
No, you
guys.
gotta go.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not
You
missing
gotta
next
go.
year for sure.
So let's get into a little bit of you as a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you were in costume those 2 weeks later at Power Morphicon?
Yes.
Really?
That was the first time I was ever in costume, and that was
Wow.
I think no, that's not the last time. I've been in costume like 3 times.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it, really?
That's it, yeah.
Did they
No
tailor
more
that
suits.
suit just for you, or was it just kind of like a generic suit?
I think they did tailor it in.
Very
yeah,
nice.
because we had a
Okay.
fitting the day before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Was it weird being like an all skin tight?
Dude,
Suit?
I mean, at first I
Or is
thought
it
it was
comfy?
going to be. Then
Yeah.
when I realized it's a Power Ranger suit,
Yeah.
it just
You're
blew
like,
my
I
mind.
don't
I was like,
care.
I don't care.
You're like, I don't even care.
care.
Like, I got a
Right
nice
up the
butt.
wrong way. I don't care.
I got a nice butt anyway.
So since that time, how would you say your life has changed since being a part of the Power Ranger family?
Immensely. I mean,
Yeah.
more so than just anything. I think for me, being a Power Ranger is responsibility. Like you have a responsibility to the kids who watch the show. You have a responsibility
So
to
we
the
definitely
people
need
who
to
watch the show.
bleep out your comments.
Yeah.
That one, yeah, but,
It's okay. Lucas has got to leave it back there.
Well, what I want to point out is that like I only met you like a little bit, Peter. I only know you very, very little, just from us interacting, just really briefly. Saw you at Power Morphicon, know that you're a Power Ranger, and you were talking about how you and your brother were shooting out that email being like, we want to be Power Rangers. Now, that's a great, kind of a very rare story for success as an actor, but I want to point this out. If y'all don't know this, it takes a very specific type of human being at their core to be a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And you and your brother are like just like good guys. Do you know what I mean?
Dude,
like
thank you.
good human beings who, when you're talking about responsibility, yes, of course that's the main thing. And like,
Yeah.
like in the same way that like sometimes you'll see like a superhero movie and some actors, they're there for like a paycheck, and other actors are like,
yeah.
that actor is that superhero. Like
Yeah.
they're
He
so
embodies that.
It's not just about
Yeah.
being like physically fit and being able to do stunts and doing all that other stuff and the skills, but it's about like, well, what type of like
Embodying what that character
the
stands for.
ideals and the values and
Yeah.
all that other
for
stuff.
sure.
So like if you guys want to be a Power Ranger, make sure you're like a good person too, because that's how Peter got it. Like that's part of it. Is that they I'm sure that they looked at Peter and they looked at your brother Yoshi and they were like, these guys are such good people.
Right.
We want them to be
Thank
Power
you.
Rangers
Too. I
versus
mean-
other people that yeah, of course.
Not only are you representing a ranger, but you're representing like a whole ideal and like a huge legacy.
Big
you know?
franchise,
Like,
yeah.
Being a Power Ranger, you're on the shoulders of giants, basically. Like
Yeah.
this thing is a huge deal for a lot of
Megazords.
people.
Yeah, big,
Like,
yeah.
literally on the
No,
Megazords,
but I get
but
you,
also
dude. I
the
feel that.
previous generations.
Yeah,
You know, it's a
yeah.
big deal. So that's good, dude. I'm very proud.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
That's
man.
great.
awesome.
Yeah,
Good work
that's
ethic
so
for sure.
So
Can
how-
we get into Hyperforce for a little bit? Can we get into
One last question
Okay.
about Power Rangers.
Okay.
How deep do you dive into the lore? Like, do you read Boom comics?
I read the Go-Go ones.
Okay.
I read the Go-Go ones, and I've started reading the other Boom comic ones.
Okay.
And I do really like it. It's just I have been so like accustomed to the way that the stories have been with the show that it was hard for me to adjust at first.
Right.
But I love it. I mean, Drakon is such a cool character. Like it's literally all 3 of his colors. It's white, white and gold, green and red. His visor's red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect ranger for him.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Nice.
Well, the only reason I brought that up was because like we've had conversations behind the scenes that some things we can't talk about, but like you are passionate about Power Rangers.
Yes, I have seen.
And I think
a
like
lot
that
of the
also
series.
speaks a lot to you being a Power Ranger. I think like you were saying, it was like some people are just kind of in and out. They read a couple comics to get some inspiration.
Yep.
But like it seems like you and your brother and a lot of actors who have been Power Rangers are very much into the lore. And I think you need to kind of be dedicated to
But that's kind of what I love about HyperForce. HyperForce, if you look at it simply, it is a bunch of fans who are a fan of being a Power Ranger actually getting a chance to be a Power Ranger. Andre loves Power Ranger.
Yep.
Even Paulie, like when he played Bulk, he talked to me about it. He liked Power Ranger too.
Yeah.
It's like
Nice.
it's a bunch of nerdy Power Ranger dudes getting to be Power
Getting to
Rangers.
Power Rangers,
Yeah.
fulfilling
So
their
great.
dreams. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So great.
I love those kinds of stories.
Now
Let's talk about
let's talk about
Yeah,
HyperForce.
yeah,
baby.
We
yeah.
got some
Hyperforce.
questions. We got some
Excited.
questions. I just from what I have learned, a little bit of what I've learned, stuff I probably can't talk about, but like, so I'll ask the question to you, Peter. What can you tell us about like the story? Like, what can people sort of expect, generally speaking? Whatever has been put out there, what can we talk about?
Well, to be fair, I am a player in the RPG, so because of that, I don't know the story.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
All
Very
I
good.
know is that it's set in Time Force universe. It's 16 years into the future, and literally that is it. And they're like, but that's how I want to do it.
That's how you got to do it.
As an
yeah.
RP
yeah.
or as a role player, like
Yeah.
you know, you don't want a metagame.
Yeah,
that ruins it.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, because I think if you know too much, then it's like, what's the surprise of playing the game?
Right. There's
Exactly.
no
You don't let the
surprise.
story unravel
Yeah,
itself.
and you don't create it within yourself. You break that illusion. You know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. It's a very collaborative thing when you do an RPG. It's the same as improv.
Yeah.
Like, you figure out what the story is kind of together and then kind of go from there.
Absolutely.
What can you tell us about your character?
My character's name is Marvin, and I actually chose that name because I love one of the characters in the Sentai version of Power Rangers.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
the guy's name is Captain Marvelous, and so
Oh, nice.
yeah, and so I wanted this character to kind of embody his essence, you know, just like this cool dude who's just chill, except he's pretty BA and he's a nice guy, optimistic, nice guy who
Nice.
actually cares. Doesn't seem like he cares, but
Yeah.
actually cares.
Nice.
How would you say your character from HyperForce differs from the character you play in Ninja Steel?
Oh my gosh, so much. I mean, Preston.
That's part of the fun, right?
Yeah, that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
And Preston is not a lot like me. Preston is kind of he's afraid of adventure, but he's excited by adventure. He's very geeky, but he's kind of afraid of being geeky, and yet he performs. And Marvin's not that at all. Marvin is he's just kept to himself. You know, he's kept to himself. He's not worried about the approval of other people, as opposed to Preston, who, as a performer, as you guys know, as a performer, we kind of crave the approval of the audience.
Of course.
Or else,
Yeah.
what is an actor that no one watches?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
It's a
Marvin,
tree falling in the forest.
Exactly.
It's like, there's no noise. Who cares?
Too deep, Hector.
Too deep.
Calm down.
Calm down, buddy.
But yeah, Marvin is not like that at all. He's just kind of like he does his own thing. He's a hard worker in secret. Like outside, he doesn't even want people to know he works
Like
hard.
he's a humble guy.
More so that he's just kind of insecure, that he hides it to himself.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
And that's the Blue
Interesting
Ranger
way
on
of
Ninja
putting it.
Steel,
Uh-huh.
correct? Can you tell us the color of your Ranger in Power Rangers HyperForce?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Lucas,
Hector.
did we get that? Is
Yeah,
that approved?
is that approved?
He's gonna have to bleep that out.
Say it. Say it, and then I'll.
No.
No, Zach. Yeah, Zach's.
here.
How about you say it, and then if we can't, we'll just bleep it out.
Okay, well, this is.
Hang on.
Hold on.
Peter reveal his color.
We're all about to get slapped across the face.
I know,
right
like
now
a running
by
slap.
Yeah, just a running slap.
Whoa!
Okay, so I played the red HyperForce Ranger.
Nice.
No.
Yes, and it's
Oh,
so
wow.
exciting because
That's cool.
I mean my favorite color is red.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I've had a chance to play blue. I like it, and I want to see what red is like.
Right.
Not to mention, this is literally making history.
Right.
This is the first time ever that we've had a female Black Ranger,
Yes.
and we've
Okay.
had a red East Asian Ranger.
Yeah.
No.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. No smokes.
Man, that's pretty. Hey, man.
Oh, gee, guys.
That's pretty BA. That's pretty BA.
Yeah, it is
That's pretty
very
BA. That's very BA.
No
Yeah.
effing smokes.
Man, dude, that's great. That's so cool.
What's your experience with RPGs outside of obviously working on this? Like, have you
Yeah, you
previously
mentioned
played
you
a lot?
did
Yes.
D&D,
I-
Friday
Yeah.
nights.
You mentioned before, yeah.
So
Oh my
he
gosh.
was actually in 2 of my campaigns. My roommate from apartment 210.
Nice.
I've been playing I've been DMing actually for
Ooh.
3 years. now.
Wow.
Wow.
Since, well,
He's an excellent
That's
DM.
good, man.
That's good.
All right. Typical Red
Thank
Ranger.
you.
Yeah, that's Red
Typical
Ranger
Red
moves
Ranger.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, hopefully, if things work out, we'll be having a Naruto RPG someday, like a
Wow.
one-shotter or something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh!
I know a bunch of people would be stoked about that.
I love
I think
D&D.
Matt just pooped his
That's
pants
great,
back
man.
there.
Yeah.
Great.
I play on 5e, the
Yeah.
newest version of D&D.
Fifth edition for those people who don't know what 5e means.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh, I just realized. Dang it, Peter.
And BA stands for badass. That's
Yeah.
what it stands for. Peter, what do you hope HyperForce adds to the lore of Power Rangers, to the legacy of Power Rangers.
This is okay. I gotta go deep in this one.
right.
Because,
Here we go.
Break it
Last-
down.
No.
Break it down,
Buckle in.
son.
a lot of people don't understand what HyperForce is all about, and I've been talking to people on Twitter, and a lot of them, because we could call it tabletop RPG, they assume it's just a board game. Oh yay, Power Rangers is coming up with a new board game.
Sure.
No, HyperForce, what I'm excited about is the fact that it can create so much in the lore, and this is a show. This isn't just a tabletop RPG. This is a live improv Power Rangers show. We're the first ever Saban only Sentai Squadron, besides the Mighty Morphin movies, but that's
Right.
technically based off of the Mighty Morphin series,
Right,
which is based
right.
off of Z-Ranger.
Right.
So this is the only Saban ever designed ones, besides
Wow.
Dracon, which is only one of. So this is literally making history.
Yeah.
We are making history, and we are creating a beautiful lore within that, and we're exploring some of like what left off from Time Force. Like a lot of people don't know what happened in Time Force, and a lot of people want to know more about it because it's one of the best seasons. So I don't know, it's insane. We are literally making history.
Nice, nice,
No,
nice,
man.
nice.
And it's like there is also a lot of stuff where, like you're saying, a lot of people don't know what happened in Time Force. A lot of people have been Power Rangers fans when they were kids and maybe not as adults. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
for those fans as well. And I can't get into specifics, but like,
Right.
Yo, don't tell me.
I know.
The cool thing is, like, and this is, but like, if you actually do want to sort of get a flavor of what Time Force is, Power Rangers is on Netflix.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
It's all on Netflix. So if you want to, you should jump over, and if you want to watch the whole thing and marathon it, good on you. Do it. You'll understand
It's
the
a lot.
entire lore and legacy of Power Rangers. But like Time Force, I would imagine is a great jumping off point because this will kind of take from that and lead from that, which I think is really, really cool.
Absolutely.
Right on.
All right,
right
next
on.
question for you, Peter. Here we go. You want to put your glasses back on if you feel like it
Let's
or
do it.
not.
Ready
okay,
to
so
read?
Glasses
You've
squad.
been doing a couple of demos with the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
What surprised you the most about this cast that you're going to be doing this role-playing game with?
Surprising. I don't know if anything surprised me. I think it's more so exciting. Like
Yeah.
it excites me how good everybody is at role playing. Because as a DM, sometimes you run into players who just aren't engaged. They're on their phones a lot. They may not be too involved.
Adam does not like role playing games.
Is that what you're like?
Not that I don't like, I like watching them.
Yeah, I like
But
watching them too. Yeah.
I dabbled and I played Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy. All I did for 2 hours was I am Groot, which I actually really liked because I really got to understand how the mechanics of an RPG work.
Yeah.
So you like once you kind of dabble in and play a little bit, you start to really appreciate it's a real craft.
Not only is it a real craft, it's a group craft.
Yeah.
You are creating a beautiful storyline, and you are literally living in experiences that you will never experience in real life.
Yeah.
And even though like this is Hyper RPG is gonna be a show, every experience that I experience in character, I will experience myself. And I'm sure you can relate from playing D&D, and I think that's amazing. Like the guys who are part of the cast in HyperForce, they're all really dang good.
They're so good. I also
cool.
want to give a little shout out again to Pauly Schreier. Pauly is
amazing.
so funny.
He's so
Yeah.
funny.
He's so funny, and he is really, really good.
Though I gotta give
Yeah.
credit to everybody. Megan, I've never played role playing with her. She came into it and she was cracking jokes.
Awesome.
She's like, at first she was quiet, and then when the time came, she just jumped in and started cracking jokes, and I was like, "Woo, she's hilarious." Andre is like sassy, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Christina is like so in character the whole time. It blew my mind. I was like, "Oh my god!" So I'm really excited to start.
Yeah.
Nice,
I
nice.
I really enjoyed being here last week and watching like, and I was kind of just doing things in the background, and then I sat at the desk and I was like, I'm into this. Malika gets really into it. Like, you guys are gonna, I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it. It's like the energy is there, the camaraderie is there, the story is super fun and dynamic, and it just like, if it's gonna be Power Rangers, it needs energy, and everyone brings like level 10 energy, and I
All
love
those
it for
people
that.
are rangers. They're all rangers. They act like rangers, like what you were saying.
Yeah, they embody those ideals. What's the advantage of playing a character like this in a role-playing game versus like when you're doing it in the show?
Oh, dude. So
How are the stakes different? How's it different?
It's real stakes.
Yeah.
It's real stakes. The other time, I don't know. You know what? It's not going to be adapted into the show, right? One of the ones that we played,
One of the demos?
like the 1970s one.
If it is, it'll be changed up.
Okay.
So there was a situation in the demo that we played where I had to get a lady out of there because she was about to get attacked. And in the show, as much as I can method act there is always that aspect of these aren't what I would say.
Right.
And
Sure.
a lot of the things that Preston says is not what I would say at all. Like I have zero control of Preston. And because a lot of people don't know this, but on the show, the directors have the main say of things.
Right.
And on
Absolutely.
top of the directors, there are the writers, there are the producers.
Yeah.
An actor, at the end of the day, if we're lucky, we get to act, we get to be, you know, but also most times we don't. Most times we are pawns.
Right.
And being on HyperForce, when that lady got attacked, I was like, oh dear God, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I could teleport her out. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna teleport her out. And then I realized the consequence of my action when I tried to teleport her out, and I didn't know how to teleport anyone out. I only knew how to teleport myself out. So I had to teleport her out and myself out and get stuck in a whole different location while my team was fighting a monster. So it's all real stakes. And that's what I think.
It's all on you, man.
You gotta get yourself out of there.
If the show's badly written, that's on you.
That's all.
It really is.
You're lucky you didn't teleport into goo like in a different
exactly.
location. You know, just
Yeah.
But that's
cool.
that's the beauty of it, and that's kind of what I want the people to realize as well. HyperForce is gonna be a real live Ranger show.
Yeah.
It is gonna be a full show. It may not have the suits, and it may not have us like fighting monsters and explosions in the background, but the storyline, the concept, the meaning, it's all Ranger show.
it should have.
You know what's
suits.
cool about that? Because it's imagination, technically an unlimited budget. So this
Yeah.
show has
Technically.
an unlimited
Technically.
budget.
Technically,
It's as far as your imagination can stretch.
I still
So-
think they should get Paulie a suit though. He needs to get a ring. If there's anybody on this show that deserves
you
a
guys,
suit,
there's going to
it's
be
Paulie.
fan art like that.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
gonna
for
like
sure,
it's gonna be
for
awesome.
sure.
So that's kind of what you want fans to take away from the show. Adam, let's go into the speed round.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a speed round.
Speed round. Oh, that's scary.
Do we want to split this up? Split
Yeah, if
this
you
up?
want. Yeah, all
Okay,
right.
I'll take the first one
Okay.
then.
Are we all answering or
No,
just
he's
Paul?
answering.
Okay,
This is
Paul.
just on Peter. That's all.
Oh, that's more pressure on me.
Sorry, Peter.
Just you, Peter.
Okay.
Okay. Favorite era Power Rangers, not including Ninja Steel or Dino Charge.
Mystic Force or SPD?
Woo! Just like that.
Go, Derek.
Favorite Ranger.
Ziggy from RPM.
Favorite
He's so
Megazord or weapon? Oh, I'm sorry. Favorite Megazord and weapon.
And weapon. Does it have to be from the same season?
No.
Okay, favorite Megazord. That's gonna be a hard one.
Doing the, I can see
Stumps
him-
word.
Yeah.
Actually, Mystic Force Titans. All the Mystic Force Lion.
Okay.
They're
Oh,
so
I like
dope.
those. Yeah.
Okay.
In
And
terms
weapon?
of weapon. Super Mega Force, the swords that come out and you could like hold on to them, like smash them.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
yellow.
Dang.
Yeah, yellow. Mega Force's Super Mega Force's weapon.
fun. Okay.
Wow.
Favorite 2017 movie.
I actually really like Thor. Oh no, Gook. Gook. It's one of my
What?
friends. Yeah, it's I know it sounds like a racial slur, but it's one of my friends' indie movie.
Hector goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was,
right? Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. It's an indie movie that came out, and I watched it in theaters just to support my friend, and I was blown away by how amazing
Really?
it was.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I heard it was really,
That's
really
awesome.
good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Watch
It
that.
was really,
yeah, and
really
you
good.
also really like Thor because you've already seen it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Apparently.
And you've probably already seen Star Wars: The Last Jedi
I
because you're a
know.
Power Ranger
I've
and
seen
you get those
everything.
kind of
You're-
perks.
yeah.
All right.
Backs
I haven't
away.
seen that.
Those special privileges Rangers get are real. I knew it.
Right.
I knew it.
Sorry.
Peter, of all time, favorite superhero of all time.
Batman Beyond or Booster Gold?
Oh
Oh!
Don't let Pooch hear that
This is
because
my
he's just gonna be
dude.
your best
Wait,
friend.
You don't like
Peter
all
is my
no.
dude.
Because
what's
we
all
have
the-
a buddy Pooch who needs to be the next Booster Gold on film.
Oh my
love
gosh,
it.
no one realizes how cool Booster Gold is.
Thank
He's
you.
the best.
So cool.
Thank
And I'm
you.
vouching for Hector to be Blue Beetle. So
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Have you read 52? Like the
I've read, I read some of it. Yeah, yeah.
not new 52, like 52.
52, yeah, the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Booster's great in that.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Booster's great
gosh,
in
I
that.
love it.
That's
Okay,
the
It's
best.
like I would love to play Jaime Reyes, but you know what? I think I've even got the gut to play Ted Cord at this
you
point.
can be Ted Cord.
A Mexican Ted Cord,
Yep.
who's buddies with Booster.
There's a really thick accent.
Peter, I knew you liked you, man. And Batman Beyond, dude. I knew that, man.
I'm
That's
a
great.
huge
New
DC
series
guy.
regular. Here we
Oh,
go.
man.
Did we just
I even
become
got,
best
like, a
friends?
Terry
Yup.
McGinnis.
Of like, the rings.
What?
Oh,
What's
Yeah,
that?
no, for real. Me and my friends, we all have one. Well, most of my friends.
Of the Green Lantern rings? Are those
Yes,
the
this
Green
is-
Lantern rings?
Yeah, mine is an indigo lantern.
That is so dope.
Well, most of us
Most
have
of
it.
Indigo, which was the power of
Compassion.
compassion.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
Peter 100%, man.
yeah.
Dude, thanks.
damn.
man.
You definitely deserve to be a Power Ranger.
Dang. Yeah, for sure.
right.
The next one's on you, buddy.
Console or PC?
PC.
Yeah, buddy.
Dragon Sword or White Tiger?
Dragon Sword. That's my Zord too.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Jason or Tommy? Huh? That's what I thought. Red Ranger. Yeah, red's your favorite color. Yeah, how about that?
Oh gosh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I mean,
Jason.
Tommy.
Tommy. Oh, okay. All
All
right.
right.
Tommy.
Oh, and I'm last? No,
Nope.
no, Adam.
Second before last.
No, that's
Okay,
you.
best Power Ranger villain.
Korag.
All right.
Korag from Mystic Force. He's the guy who is Leonbo, and he has like the coolest costume.
Is
and
Mystic Force your favorite season?
It's one of my favorite.
Okay.
It's even hard to say. Like I really like SPD.
There's so many things to love about every season.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, everybody hates Mystic Force, and I don't understand why. It's like the one that's like very different from Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nobody ever gives love to that gross pig guy that ate everything. And
Oh yeah, he was great.
That guy was scurrying.
Did Brian Cranston do the voice of that?
I don't
know.
No,
He
maybe
was one of the voices.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
remember which one.
It may have been him.
Okay, final question.
question.
Controversial. Preston or Coda?
In terms of what? like who do I like
Preston
better?
or Coda?
Who would win in a fight? Who would win in a fight? Preston. No doubt. I'm sorry.
Oh.
No. I mean, like the science
comes
backs
Yoshi.
it up.
Yeah.
The
Like,
science backs it up.
backs it up. Preston can do magic, and literally he can make
Yeah.
anything happen.
Yeah.
Done.
What is a caveman gonna do to a guy who can do anything?
I know. Who would win in
Let's
a
be
fight?
honest.
Fred Flintstone or George Jetson? George Jetson.
George
Get
Jetson
out
all
of here.
day.
Yeah,
No
it's
chance,
like-
Fred Flintstone.
It's
Get
like
out of here.
Zatanna versus.
I don't know. Captain
what's-
Caveman or something.
Captain
Yeah.
Caveman.
versus what a beast.
Come on.
Exactly. He just has like ultimate power.
Okay.
But in
Yeah,
terms
yeah,
of
yeah.
like who I like more, I like Coda more.
Okay.
Because I actually feel
You're a good brother.
I feel more related to Coda.
Well, yeah.
That's funny. But yeah,
But Peter, thank you so much for coming on talking about
buddy.
dude,
Power
guys,
Power Rangers,
thank you
your
for having
history.
me.
Come on.
HyperForce is coming out Tuesday. Is there any final thing you want to tell the fans? Maybe to anticipate in HyperForce or just hype them up?
At this point, they've already seen the suits, right?
No.
I don't know.
Not yet.
Oh, wait.
That's going to be coming out, I believe, on Sunday.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay. Look forward to playing along and experiencing HyperForce with us because HyperForce is more than just a show. It's
Yeah.
more than a tabletop game. It's more than just a Ranger show. HyperForce is an experience that we and the audience literally create together. Like the audience has a chance of shaping the storyline. And if you're a Ranger fan, I think that's one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, that's super exciting. Where can everybody find you on the internet?
YouTube.com/apartment210 and at Peter S. Adrian on every social media.
All right.
Cool,
Peter
cool.
S. Adrian. It looks a lot like pedestrian, but it's not.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
great,
We really
man. Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank
And I
you.
think once we get Power Rangers HyperForce rolling,
Yeah.
you should come back and we should talk more into
We'll
the
talk
show.
superheroes because
Yeah,
you
talk
know a
superheroes.
lot
Talk
about
superheroes.
superheroes.
Except for Marvel. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm like a DC boy.
That's why we need you on the show then.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Our
Peter.
audience just fell in love with you.
Yeah,
Listen,
you just.
I'll tell you
yeah.
what. I'm gonna let you borrow some really good Marvel comics, and we'll win you over.
It's just
You
hard
know,
because Marvel has so many different storylines.
Hey man, it's okay.
I just don't know how to do
This is a good. This is a good cliffhanger to end this episode on. Actually, this is
One of the
perfect.
comments is like, we love you.
Oh my God, oh my God,
We
bring it
will
back, bring it back.
hook you up. Don't even worry about it.
I
Yeah.
love the movies.
Yeah, there's room for both. Oh, that's great. That's a great
Hey,
starting point.
save
We'll
it
get
for
you
the
some
show.
good-
Save
we'll
it
get
for
you
the
some
show,
good
Hector.
Marvel stuff.
Save it for the show.
There you go.
Augie, where can everybody find you?
You know where to find me. El_Santo Taco.
Hector.
Hector is funny.
And you just find me at Adam Havoc. Guys, make sure you subscribe. Check out Power Rangers HyperForce Tuesday, 6 p.m. Twitch.tv/HyperRPG. We'll catch you in the next episode.